It gets real high again. And you can peek in
I remember that.
to what it used to be.
Dog Day Afternoon. Sal, I don't know. I'm dying over here, Sal.
You're killing everyone around you, Leon. Chris Sarandon as his gay lover.
What happened to him,
Spoiler alert.
Fucking great.
I fucking T-voted, asshole. It is amazing. Like, there are people that do voices like Rich Little. To me, all of his impressions sound like Johnny Carson. When he's doing Nixon, I hear Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Man of 1,000 voices, all of them dead.
David Fry was my favorite from that era. David Fry.
I don't know David Fry.
You gotta check out David Fry. Did an album called Richard Nixon: A Fantasy. It was right after Watergate. He did Rod Steiger. He did Jack Palance. He did Nixon. He did. David Fry was amazing, man. But his Rod Steiger, who does a Rod Steiger? I mean, of course, these are really old people. But back in the day.
Frank
And let me
Gorshin,
tell you something,
underrated.
Nixon, you with the dirty face, Nixon, how you know, how Steiger would do that method acting.
Yeah, he was bad.
Bogart was in a movie with Steiger, and Bogart was old school, and Steiger was method, and Bogart said, I don't get these mumbling actors. What are they mumbling? What's he saying, this Steiger? I can't understand. He doesn't hit his cue. I don't know what the hell he's saying. He's mumbling all the time.
I got a great story for you about Rod Steiger. You're going to love this. Buddy Hackett was like a father to me.
No shit.
I met him on the set of Paulie, and I met him before I knew everything. Mm-hmm. I knew everything, and then he just emptied me out and refilled me. Why do you walk to the microphone when you go on stage? That's where everybody goes. Right. Never walk to the mic. Go in front of the mic. Point to a guy in the front row. Wave to the balcony. Then go behind the mic. They're all going to go back there with you. Never walked to a mic since. Like stuff like that. He was friends with Brando, like dear friends with Brando. And when you watch On the Waterfront, Greg Proops and I spoke about this.
Yeah.
I'm a method mumbling, fuck you fucking mumbling method prick, you spider. Get the fucking scene down. How many fucking takes? You just repeat the same sentence over and over. You talking about me? Huh? You talking about me? I'm going to repeat what you said. I'm going to repeat what you said a few times. Mickey Rourke does it too. Mickey Rourke before he looked like the Beauty and the Beast. I don't have time to watch the sun come up. I don't have time to watch the sun come up. I have a fucking job. Yeah. In the back of the taxi cab. Oh, Charlie. I had some money on you, kid. Yeah, that's the most amazing movie on the waterfront because those bullshit method guys and Brando guys and Carl Malden guys that just fucking felt it and said it. They just like how you do with the characters and how I try to be. They just did it. They felt it and they just spit it out.
And there it is. Yeah.
And Steiger.
That scene, by the way, Elia Kazan said he said I didn't direct it. He said the actors came to the set with it and I just backed off.
The back of the cab?
In the back of the cab scene, yeah.
That's what you're going to love. Marlon Brando admitted to Buddy Hackett, and Hackett shared it with me. He hated Steiger so much because he was one of these guys, see?
Yeah.
And it's one of those movies when you got guys like this, see? Yeah. Johnny Friendly's going to get mad, kid.
Yeah.
And then you got Carl Malden, who's just effortless. Like, this guy that throws a bottle is going to get a punch right in the nose. And then you got Brando, and everybody's great.
Yeah.
So it's a mash together of these two worlds. Yeah. The mashing of these two worlds.
Yeah.
And in the back of the cab, when he goes, oh, Chuck, all he's thinking is, "You're the worst actor I've ever seen in my life." And when you watch it again, he goes, "No." He goes, "I had a little money on you too," and he goes, "No." And there's just weird cutaways, or it's a two shot actually, and you just see Brando, and at the time you're like, "This is fucking other level acting."
And he's playing
in real life.
As an actor.
He's so in the moment. He's so listening. All he can go is, "Oh no,
great.
no
kidding.
You should have looked out for me.
You should have looked out. You should have looked out for yourself. Should have looked out for me.
All right, come on.
I had some money on you, kid.
No.
So when he pulls him off the hook in the alley, what is he thinking then?
I didn't get that far.
So glad he
probably good.
Probably good thing. That's too bad to hear, but at the same time, that's the right.
Great.
He's listening to what the guys what's
best line in that whole movie is when he, to me, I know it's like I hate when a guy goes, "You know the best part about that?" Well, for me or for you?
Yeah, right.
The best part is fucking when the guy goes in, right? I just love when Brando's I just love when Brando's had it and he doesn't care if he dies and he just barges into the bar and he goes, "Where's Johnny Friendly?" There's no acting. He's just fucking off his mind. Where's Johnny Friendly? I just love it.
I thought Lee J. Cobb's my real favorite in that movie because we use
Johnny
a lot
Friendly,
of lines.
Right?
He plays Johnny Friendly, and we use a lot of lines in the show. Like people will say, Like, for instance, we love the line. We use it in the show, and everybody listens to our show knows it. You know, you really want $300 worth, don't you? Well, that's from Dirty Harry when he's beating up Scorpio. And the guy that he pays him to beat his face in. And he gives him $300. And he's this black guy beating the shit out of this Scorpio guy. His face is just like this.
A ransom note.
Yeah. And he says, well, you really want $300 worth, don't you? Every penny, you know? So boom, you know? So we use that as a way of saying, boy, we use that as a way of saying, well, you really want to get in my face, don't you? You know, you want $300 worth. Or the great one from, they're dusting off the hot seat for me. Haven't you heard of the Sullivan Act? That's on the waterfront. You know, where he says, give me all the guns. Give me. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then the one guy, quit breathing that clam sauce on me.
He's had it with his crew.
Yeah. Lee J. Cobb. Oh my God, he was great in that movie.
I don't like the country. The crickets make me nervous.
Which ones? Oh, that's
Brando says it to Eve Marie Saint. She's like, you know, we should get at. Or I think it's to her. He's on the roof with his fucking stupid pigeons. These people and their fucking pigeons.
Pigeons. What is that? Is that
Mike Tyson trying to get pigeons to like? How does a pigeon know to come back? The carrier pigeon. I tried to get this conversation up and running with someone less intelligent than you. Like what?
Who owns pigeons?
There had to be a de-evolution of animals. They had to start with a horse. It got gunned down. Do you know what I mean? And then they sent the Rottweiler and it bit everybody and shit on the carpet. And then somehow they're like, I don't know, tie it to the fucking pigeon.
Try a pigeon, yeah.
But how does a pigeon know how to get back? Is there a pigeon expert on the show?
We should have one, but we don't. I actually know a part of the story that was Reuters. There was a guy named Reuters. He was a European
of Reuters news.
Yeah,
service?
The guy that founded Reuters used pigeons originally in the 19th century. How do I know that?
Would that be the 1800s?
I don't.
Barely got out of high school.
So, yeah. But
how does he know to use a pigeon? I think people are tired of me.
I don't
asking
know.
This
but
question.
Here's the thing: what is it with racing? Why do those cats in New York have those? That guy that Brando played. What is that about?
I don't know. They know to come back to their coop on that particular rooftop, and I don't understand it. It's the only place. Wow. There's nobody in fucking Ontario, California. No one's in Montreal like, hey, mon pigeon, les habitants.
Well, the reason they have pigeons in like the ghetto is so that you clap pigeons when the cops are coming and scare the pigeons, and when the pigeons fly, everybody knows to take their drugs and stash them.
All right, Maddie's saying pigeon is a way to alert people in the ghetto to when the police are coming. There's also a way you can also go cop.
Well, not blocks down.
The way you yell. The way you just yelled to be heard on this mic?
I was trying to be heard.
So, Bobby Dooley podcast comes out every Friday?
Comes out on Fridays. Every Friday. We got Sugar Ray Leonard, and then you're up, and then we're going to have our good pal, Kevin Pollak.
Great. Best walking in the business.
Yeah, okay. He's
that's coming from a walking impersonator.
Yeah. And he plays poker. Do you play poker?
No.
Frickin' Kevin is doing good, and he's got his thing, and he's got his acting. And by the way, he wins 60 G's at freaking poker, you know.
But, you know, when you don't play well, like if you play golf, and I don't play golf, when you play golf and a guy sucks, it's like you really don't want him coming because it's going to slow everybody down. But if you don't play poker, they're all like, that's fine. Come on out with us because they know they can take your money. But do you play poker?
Yeah, but... no.
As well as Jerry Buss?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I was
well as Jerry Buss now.
As well as Jerry Buss now. I play better, slightly. But...
He keeps holding.
Yeah, he does. He's not throwing in, you know. I think the thing about poker is that if you've got the money to lose, then you don't play scared, and, you know, you're probably a better player.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know if that's true or not, you know. I know that there have been nights I've had enough money, I don't give a damn that I'm losing. And then hey, look, I won $20. Pretty good night, you know. Not really.
What? So 570 was the last place you were on terrestrial radio?
Yeah, 570 in L.A. Well, actually, no, I was on KFI and KTLK most recently.
God, you got dulcimer tones, bro. You got a great voice.
KTLK. And in just a moment, I'm going to masturbate. Stick with us, will you, please? We had Ross Mitchell, the guy who does Art Bell. And now, Coast to Coast with Art Bell.
Yeah.
I'm going to masturbate right after this announcement.
Did you know Art Bell?
I knew Art, and good guy, too. And
now, he really was visited by aliens, he says. That's not a gag, right? Mr. X came to his trailer.
Yeah, somebody asked me, did I think Art was serious? I didn't hear that story, so I guess he is. I thought it was just sort of gave dignity to people that believed that.
Art Bell was a huge story. He moved off the grid. He went to like Zizix.
Yeah. Like
he was in the middle of the desert in a trailer because he was visited by like Mr. X, None of this rings a bell to you?
None of it rings a bell. No, Mr. X, is he the?
Just some guy. He didn't want to give the guy's real name because
it's unpronounceable.
Yeah,
Or-
I would suppose so. And
It's in-
I remember driving from Salt Lake City. I was doing a gig, and I drove all the way back. The only signal I got was Art Bell. Driving through the mountains at night,
Right.
full moon, super spooky. Man, I wasn't pulling over for shit. I almost pissed my pants that night.
That's why Art. I think that's one of the reasons why Art does so well is because it's just perfect for that time of night. And we used to do an Art Bell thing, though, and I'm Art Bell, and welcome. This is Coast to Coast. General Johnson Jameson. We had this character that was based on Richard C. Hoagland, I guess. There's always that one guy. Thank you, Art. Well, good evening, Richard. How are you tonight? I'm good, but the CIA is not returning my calls, which is obviously they're on to, they're afraid of me. Well, it sounds that way. They're not returning your call because you're on a watch list of some kind of mental deficiency.
What was the reason for not
But
working at that radio station anymore? How does a guy
don't
like
know.
you with those numbers
I don't know, dude.
stop? Whether you got fired?
You mean KLAC?
We're at any stop on the way. Fuck
Here's
it.
what happened,
Any
man.
stop along the way. How does a guy like you ever lose his job with what you bring to the table?
I believe that there's a lot of reasons, and they all start with the weird nature of radio. Unlike television, unlike film, where they have a sort of, there's a quiet push on talent. Radio does not have as much invested in talent as they do in trying to just sell the noise that's going over the radio. It sounds weird, but if they encounter any difficulty in selling a show, they're going to drop it. My show's tough to sell because it's not a talk show. It's not quite morning zoo radio. It's a satire. It's a stylized presentation of humor. And talk to a general manager of a radio station about stylized humor, and he'll be like, is that why you didn't talk to me when we was in school? Because it was stylized humor or something? I mean, you're basically talking to Marlon Brando with his pigeons, So it's just forget it. So I encounter that along the way. You lose radio stations. And also one other thing happens. Every time you go to a goddamn radio seminar or convention, there's a million guys coming up to you telling you how great you are, how much they love your fucking show, how brilliant you are, how this, that. And then they get down to the business. The show isn't on the air. So,
by the way, which one's pink?
Yeah.
It's like the fucking Have a Cigar song.
Yeah, that's it.
So you don't think you had many affiliates?
We had
each
about
time?
120, maybe up to about 140 at Premiere. When I started out with TRN, I got up to about 120. TRN's not.
And did they bring you in and go, we're having a hard time selling stylized radio, even though you're at 120 affiliates? Is it one of those?
No, the guys I'm with now didn't even have that conversation with me. They just, they don't know how to sell it. They can't sell it. The guys at Premiere.
Want me to talk to them?
Good luck.
Tell you something. As a favor, guy to guy.
I would like that very much.
I'll show up in the Range Rover.
Well, that's what I'm talking to you about.
They're going to think I'm all class, right?
Okay, yeah, that'd be
I
great.
pull up in the Range Rover. I get out. I show them a captain's badge, but I'm not a captain.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy.
You're just the guy?
But it's that one moment of pause.
Right.
Leg kick, headbutt to the face.
That's all I want. That's
Give
what
him
I've
his
been
fucking
saying.
show back.
Oh, that'd be great.
Co-host,
If
Art
you could
Bell.
With Art Bell?
Art
I
Bell.
don't give a fuck. Tommy, that's good. Whatever you can do. What the fuck do you think I'm talking about? I'm over here sitting. I want you to do that.
All right. Don't curse so much. Do it on your
I'm
friends.
sorry.
Just do it on your friends. That's all. I don't like it. Just do it on your
I
friends.
apologize. I'm just kind of nervous.
Shit, the kind of girl you fucking forget about. You got to fucking take her out.
Ain't the first fucking hole I dug.
Where am I going to take her? To fucking Copacabana?
Yeah.
I don't understand how a guy with your talent isn't just still on the radio. I don't know why you've ever been, unless you're taking a shit on your desk
I'll
in
say
a
this.
blackout. I don't understand how that could happen.
I think it's a weird ass show. It's tough for radio to sell it. I also during the post 9/11 period, I got into when we weren't doing characters like an hour on the show, we would devote to a lot of political shit that probably bothered the audience a little bit. Because I was just full of all this angst and anger about 9/11, and I realized that you can't get away from the news talk if it's all around you and it's
Right.
pressing on you, and it's like the issue of the day is something really so crazy. That probably bothered the audience, but still in all, man, we had great buzz. We had, I believe, strong numbers in a lot of markets, but it was getting those national sales numbers. I think the key, and Howard Stern proved this, is when you can't get any national numbers, go local, get that local buy. Tom Bernard's doing a podcast right now, and Tom
Isn't he like a Minnesota guy?
yeah, Tom's a morning guy in Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah.
But that Minnesota morning show that he did got him an advertiser out of the Twin Cities, I think for like 20 G's a month, just one advertiser. And I think that that's probably what should have been done with my show. And to any extent that anybody has a difficult time, like Howard has problems with national advertisers because of the content of his actors. What are they mumbling? What's he saying, this Steiger? I can't understand. He doesn't hit his cue. I don't know what the hell he's saying. He's mumbling all the time.
I got a great story for you about Rod Steiger. You're going to love this. Buddy Hackett was like a father to me.
No shit.
I met him on the set of Paulie, and I met him before I knew everything. Mm-hmm. I knew everything, and then he just emptied me out and refilled me.
Why do you walk to the microphone when you go on stage?
That's where everybody goes.
Right. Never walk to the mic. Go in front of the mic. Point to a guy in the front row. Wave to the balcony. Then go behind the mic. They're all going to go back there.
I don't have time to watch the sun come up. I don't have time to watch the sun come up. I have a fucking job. Yeah. In the back of the taxi cab. Oh, Charlie. I had some money on you, kid. Yeah, that's the most amazing movie on the waterfront, because those bullshit method guys and Brando guys and Carl Malden guys that just fucking felt it and said it. They just like how you do with the characters and how I try to be. They just did it. They felt it gets real high again, and you can peek in.
I remember that.
To what it used to be.
Dog Day Afternoon. Sal, I don't know. I'm dying over here, Sal.
You're killing everyone around you, Leon. Chris Sarandon as his gay lover.
What happened to him?
Spoiler alert!
Fucking great.
I fucking T-voted, asshole. It is amazing. Like, there are people that do voices like Rich Little. To me, all of his impressions sound like Johnny Carson. When he's doing Nixon, I hear Johnny Carson. Yeah. Man of 1,000 voices, all of them dead.
With you.
Never walked to a mic since. Like stuff like that. He was friends with Brando, like dear friends with Brando. And when you watch On the Waterfront, Greg Proops and I spoke about this.
Yeah.
I'm a method mumbling.
Fuck you, fucking mumbling method prick, you spider. Get the fucking scene down. How many fucking takes? You just repeat the same sentence over and over.
You talking about me? Huh? You talking about me? I'm going to repeat what you said. I'm going to repeat what you said a few times. Mickey Rourke does it too. Mickey Rourke, before he looked like the Beauty and the Beast.
David Fry was my favorite from that era. David Fry.
I don't know David Fry.
You gotta check out David Fry. Did an album called Richard Nixon, a Fantasy. It was right after Watergate. He did Rod Steiger. He did Jack Palance. He did Nixon. David Fry was amazing, man. But his Rod Steiger, who does a Rod Steiger? I mean, of course, these are really old people, but back in the day.
Frank
And let me tell you something,
underrated.
Nixon, you with the dirty face, Nixon, how you know, how Steiger would do that method acting.
Yeah, he was bad.
Bogart was in a movie with Steiger, and Bogart was old school, and Steiger was method, and Bogart said, I don't get these mumbling